Never let them bring you down, cause then you be on a level. Listen, I'm never giving up. Stay in the ground, don't be too comfortable or too settled.
Maybe he can't hear it.
Can you hear that, Wes?
Rock bottom, it's
Yeah.
only
Oh,
one
yeah.
way to go.
Okay.
Listen, I'm never giving up. Everybody got problems, how you handle them, no. Yeah, listen.
Hey, I'm John.
And I'm Jonathan.
Welcome to the Formula.
Yo, guys, today we have a very, very special guest on. Very near and dear to my heart, man. John, I think you're in for a treat, bro. Like, if you knew this dude personally, like I do, you know what I mean, you'll feel the same pride and the same honor that I have to have this dude on with us today. And it's with great reason why, you know, I really wanted to have him on today. And so we got Brian West with us today.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, gentlemen? Again, I appreciate y'all for having me on this dope platform, the Formula, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Ready to go, ready to get it started, baby. Appreciate y'all once more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Brian, man, just give you a little background on Brian. The background on Brian. You know what I'm saying? Not the stuff that you might hear on TV and all that stuff, but
Okay.
man, Brian West we came from the gutter, bro. We came from the bottom. Mount Olive, man. Mount Olive, North Carolina's finest right here. You know, one of the dopest basketball players to ever come out of Mount Olive. You know what I'm saying? Out of Wayne County, bro. Out of Southern Wayne, you know what I'm saying? So when Brian West, we played ball with and against each other since we was kids. You know, Brian's on 2 years behind us, right? You graduated 03? 03. So 2 years behind me. You know what I mean? You talking about battles. Like, if you want to see basketball battles, bro, when we was growing up, there was basketball battles, bro.
Yes, sir.
There was
yes,
basketball battles because everybody played everything, right, B?
Yes, sir.
You know,
sir. Multi-sport athletes, baby.
Yeah, man. Everybody played everything. You know,
So you played basketball with him too?
I played basketball with him too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We played with each other.
And he played football too?
And he didn't play football. I wanted him to, though. I wanted him to come out here and play some safety for us, some DB. I think he would have been a bad DB, bro, for real. You know what I mean? And so Brian's just one of them dudes that, man, you love to have around you.
Mm.
Not only was he a great basketball player, but what set him apart was hard work. You know what I mean? Like, in that era between the graduates of 2000, 2003, 2004, bro, I think it was the hardest working groups in our school. You know what I mean? Like history, probably. I'm assuming history because we changed the game in both sports, right, Brian?
In both sports, hands down. There was a bunch of hardworking guys. Yeah. That crew right there, Jonathan crew is actually the reason I worked as hard as I worked, being in a weight room with them, watching them compete in the weight room, compete in every athletic event it was, compete more importantly in the classroom. That's where I learned from. Those guys is the reason why I'm even flourishing with the success I have now because of what they shown. Good leaders, great dudes, great men all the way around. And it inspired that whole class behind them to keep that thing rolling. So yeah, hands down, the hardest working crews. That era right there was real. It was real.
All right, so I gave you a little bit of the background behind the background, but Brian, can you tell us a little bit about your story, man? Like, you played high school, now tell me a little bit about your basketball background.
Well, if I must say, man, like Jonathan said, man, we came from the bottom. Right there in a small town called Mount Olive, North Carolina. Population is not that high, pretty much. Everybody knew everybody. But we all learned life through the game of athletics, through sports, in every way. And it was a grind. Of course, statute-wise, I'm 5'6", 5'7". But if you ask me, I was 6'8", 6'9".
Right. That's how you played, bro.
So at the same time, just growing up right there at the Boys and Girls Club in Mount Olive, North Carolina. Shout out to them. They they gave us a platform that we didn't have. We couldn't go. We didn't have the biggest facilities. We didn't have open gyms. We didn't have, people that actually would invest in us as we do to the kids today. So we all learned right there off County Road, off the south end of Mount Olive, where we played football right there in the field. Mm-hmm. We went to each other's backyards to play basketball. Mm-hmm. So coming up, that's all we had to do. Go to school, play basketball. Played in middle school, got right. Because of certain issues that I had as a kid, went to different middle schools. Wasn't the coolest kid. I was a little rough around the edges in the drawer, I would say. But through it all, went to Brogden Middle School right there, a couple miles down the street from Southern Wayne. My 7th grade year, actually played against my brothers from the Mount Olive area that year, which was good battles. Again, went back 8th grade year, got right there at Mount Olive Middle School, where we all grew up at and grew from. Going forward, getting on to Southern Wayne, and as a 9th grader, like I said, again, looking up to Jonathan and those guys, man, they showed us how to work. Jonathan, Glenn Gardner, Michael Spicer, Jamil Wynn. You had those guys, Gilbert Monk, Gabe Pickford. Mm-hmm. They showed us what it was like to work hard. Because of those guys, they changed the culture. We just took the lead after them. And again, I just worked hard, like Jonathan said, and I definitely appreciate that, bro. Working hard on my game, on the craft. Again, at statue, I'm 5'6", so I had to work twice as hard as everybody else to make sure it was known I could play with the best of the best. So getting into 10th grade year, 9th grade year, probably could have played varsity. At the time, probably wasn't a good thing, but we had a great and dope coach who came through. Jonathan know who I would speak of as Coach Michael Oliver. He came through and helped, he helped just boost the culture changing to a whole nother level. Started out there on the field with them guys and brought that same intensity on that basketball court, and that helped everybody's game in that era, I would say. And Jonathan could chime in on this. From that football program all the way through baseball, whatever sport that was going on, he kind of gave us a big boost, and we took off. So going forward from there, man, just not a winning program. Jonathan could chime in and not a winning program in them sports. Kind of in the same space that it's in right now. Just being honest, and we just took off. I think that one year we went 4-22, came back. I want to say we went, 11-13.
So the 4-22 year, what year was that?
That was sophomore year. Sophomore year. 4-22. Come back to go, I want to say 13-11. To then come back senior year and go like 23-3. So nice. Just the way that we worked, what we saw how to actually invest into our crafts, it was all taught by the guys before us, and we just continued to pound away until we changed the culture of the program at that time.
Yeah. So he gave you those records in basketball. So my freshman year, I got pulled up to varsity my freshman year. So we were 4-11 that year. My sophomore year, we was 2-9. Sophomore year, and our junior year, like he said, that's when things started to roll. So that's when a football coach, Michael Oliver, came in. He's really a basketball. Michael Oliver did play in the league, right?
Yeah, he played with the Pacers for a minute, and I think the Chicago Bulls as well.
And he's a phenomenal basketball player. Like, he used to light us up. He used to get us on that basketball field court, bro, and light us up. But when he came into to our school, the first sport was football. You know what I mean? Because he came in my junior year into the school, so he helped out with football, and it was militant, militant, bro. Like y'all ain't did nothing. Y'all.
So he ended up doing football and basketball.
Yes, yeah. Y'all you talking about this dude? He got us right now. It was a lot of growing pains, but then we learned what he wanted from us and what he really cared about us. You know what I mean? So, and I've been told this, and I tell my son this right now. Look, if a coach isn't on your butt trying to make you better, that means he don't care about you.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if he's on your butt all the time, yeah, it might suck. Eat it, because he wants you to succeed. Right. So, and that's what we had to learn with him. Like, it took a year or two to get to that point, but you know what I mean, we knew that he really cared about us. And so that's my junior year. We ended up, that was the first winning season in 26 years at Southern Wayne in football. 26 years. Right? And so this other coach that was coaching us, he's been there for a while. So, you know what I mean, him and Coach Oliver and Coach Holly came through, helped out, changed the offense and everything. Then our senior year, 8-3. Went to the playoffs. First playoff berth again in like 27 years at that point. You know what I mean? So, that's just giving a background on Southern Wayne and where we come from and where we had to we literally had to build up what we made. But again, like, some cats didn't follow that up after we left, after Brian left,
right,
and we right back in the situation.
So Brian, you graduated 2003. After you graduated, what was your transition like to college?
So once I graduated, now believe it or not, like Jonathan said, the things that we had to do and how we had to build it up, it was tough, but it instilled a lot of things that I needed going forward to college, right? So believe it or not, that whole year after graduating, I sat home for a full year, right? I sat home for a full year. I had a couple scholarships. I think I had our local university who wanted to give me a shot at that time, not knowing, hey, I can go right here, be in the backyard. Just wanting to get away from Mount Olive. Jonathan was trying, just wanted to get away from Mount Olive.
Gotta go, baby.
Because Jonathan said he was the same way. He just wanted to, kind of wanted to get away.
It was football or military, baby. I got to go.
That's it.
I had to go.
And that was the mojo. Like, yeah, it's cool, thank you, but I'm trying to get away. And unfortunately, I waited too long to actually sign with them. Had to sit home a year, and within that year, I think that's what really gave me the edge on everything. Knowing that I had played against some of the best people in the state of North Carolina. I think before Chris Paul was Chris, I played against him up there in Greensboro when he was with the Gators, him and PJ. And held my own. I think Chris might have had 14-8. I had I think he had 15-8. I had 14-7. Mm-hmm. So knowing I played against some of the best people and I had nowhere to go, and I'm back stuck in the place where me and Jonathan both trying to get out of, right? Mm-hmm. That gave me an edge. So I worked out for a full year. I would still go to the weight room. I would go to the track. I would run. We have this road, county road, where it's a big church, Mount Gilead. I would run that road consistently every morning I got up. Unlike these kids today, everybody want to work. My job was to get in college and go make sure I could put my small town of Mount Olive on the map. Somebody had to know who Brian West was. So I had that edge. And every day, all I did was work out. I worked out. I got up one morning, called my dad. Hey, Pops, what's up, man? I need you to just take me anywhere, drop me off. I won't come back. This was the conversation. And as soon as he got off the phone, he said he knew it right then. We went to Brunswick Community College, where I played JUCO ball at. Now, mind you, here's the thing why I say those things that we went through, it helped me a lot. Because I was already in my regimen of working out every day, I came in ready. in shape, hitting at all cylinders. I think within that workout, I probably missed 4 shots within an hour, like an hour of workouts. That's hooping, that's drills. I only missed 4 shots. And the coach actually liked what he saw, gave me a chance. So I didn't sign right then, signed there. And once I got to Brunswick Community College, that was another blessing in disguise. I did not know nothing about this area I was going in. It was wild country at the time, which now it's been built up and is a beautiful place to go to if you ever got time to go kick it. But all I knew was my teammates. At that time, I just knew the other guys that was coming in. That was it. That's all I needed. Again, to sit out a whole year knowing I've played against some of these people who I now have to watch on television, I knew, all right, it's time to work. As we got there, we all met. They haven't even had a winning program, period, within the time that they was running. So in that process, man, it was beautiful. We got there and got the rolling right off the bat. We got the rolling. Of course, us athletes know what it is to have them 5 a.m., 6 o'clock workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Again, coming in ready, it helped me. It helped me push to the forefront. It helped me become a better leader of pushing my teammates, of actually being accountable myself and then being able to hold them accountable. You know what I mean? So getting there, and we won. We just won. We kicked ass, pardon my language, but everywhere we went at, we got busy and we made it happen. To go on there and win the Region 10. Win the Region 10, we lost to Monroe Community College in the Bronx before we got to Hutchinson. If everybody's not familiar with the junior college world, Hutchinson is where you want to be at. Hutchinson is normally where JUCO championships are played. That's where the dogs of all dogs are seen at. And we ended up losing to Monroe Community College in the Bronx. And again, that was a beautiful thing. And going forward from there, man, the transition to Elizabeth City State University. Man, that was coming from little old Mount Olive, looking at what's going on, actually just coming out of an atmosphere where I didn't know nobody, but got love from a community and a place that no one knew who I was. I didn't know who they were, but to make family in that community off of the game of basketball was beautiful to me. That's something that I'm heavily passionate about and I love. So once I get to Elizabeth City, almost the same thing. I think since it was probably 15, 20 plus years, they really haven't won too good. They haven't had the best of seasons to get there again. All I knew was the guys I'm coming in with. Of course, I'm in class every day. But I'm really focusing on, all right, this is what I do. I got to stay locked in with the craft. To play, I actually came in the middle of the next year at Brunswick. I didn't play my second year. I just went ahead and went to Elizabeth City, transferred in right before Christmas. And to get there, everything was good. But we played Virginia Union. I'll never forget this. We played them on national TV, and I got punished by 40 on national TV. Do you know the edge that came behind that? I came from small town Mount Olive. I set out a hole, and now you're going to punish me by 40 on national TV? I told the crew that right after the game in the locker room, if you plan on playing here next year, let's all hit summer school. We ain't going home. We got work to put in. And those things are what Jonathan was saying that I was also implying, that helped install us to work as hard as your other opponent, because someone everywhere in the world is working.
They working.
And if you're not working on your craft to create what you want and the legacy you want out of your craft, you're cheating yourself. So we worked that whole summer.
Gems. He dropping gems, guys. Listen, y'all kids out here not working. You better listen to Wes. He dropping gems.
We worked that whole summer. We got together. We all went to class. Right after class, we had a regiment. Right after class, we hit the weight room. Once we leave the weight room, we had a side gym called Williams Hall. Everyone who's from Elizabeth City area, they know Williams Hall is like legendary for all side runs. But we go over there and we would hoop. But then we would go to the legendary Vaughn Center. God rest Coach Vaughn. God rest his soul. We would go to the Vaughn Center and we would go at it for hours. I mean, you talking grind, sweat, elbows, scuffles. And I'm talking as soon as we get off the court, the best thing, this is what I knew. If we ever seen that team that punished us by 40, they had it coming. So to go forward to the next year and to literally get this same team served right back up to us on a plate. Oh, we taxed that ass all game. We gave it to them just like they gave it to us, not by the margin of points, but by just controlling the game and actually man for man outwilling them to a CIAA championship.
Mm-hmm.
So it was those things of just knowing that same edge that I had from not getting into college. That's what thrived me throughout my whole career. It was to understand I knew I was good, but I knew I supposed to been where the same guys I watched. I didn't need to get there to be who I am or to create a legacy and help my teammates, my brothers for life, create a legacy and spawn off in the next endeavors of life. You know what I mean? So work. I ain't mean to be so long-winded, but work.
That's good, bro.
Nah, it's all good.
You know, work was the most important thing as a basketball player because through sports and athletics, it created and groomed. I'm talking a full man of understanding how much work I put in on the court. I had to put as much in off as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful knowing that going from small town Mount Olive to make those transitions to those communities and those people right now to this day, I still have heavy conversations with a lot of people from the Brunswick community, Brunswick County area, Elizabeth City area, anybody that was there, I tried to chime in and keep in touch because the cultures of at those times were very different, but it was the same in so many different aspects. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I like that story because it shows the work that you got to put in to get to where you want to get to. Like if you have a goal, you have to have a goal first of all, and then you have to work to get to that goal and don't give up on that goal. You know, and you didn't give up on that goal, man. You wanted to succeed and you knew what you had to do. We had to work, you know. Right. We have to work for what we want. And you just told us the process on how you did what you had to do. And maybe some young man, some young woman can listen to your story and know like, hey, Brian West at 5'6", you know, I could have sworn you like 6'3", you feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I felt the same.
You know, Brian West at 5'6", you know, can work hard, you know, through his hard work, not just his talent, because talent can only get you so far.
Right.
Through his hard work, he was able to get to where he wanted to get to and set his life up the way he wanted to because he just worked hard.
Right.
And now he's the new coach. He's a new coach for Southern Wayne.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. So the boys, you know, all my Southern Wayne Saints have been rooting for this for a long time. You know what I mean? Tell us about that process, man. Like, I know you've been coaching there for a little bit. Tell us about the process.
So Uh, Going to lead off from actually at Elizabeth City. Had some trying times hit at Elizabeth City. And if I tell a story, I have to tell the full intel because it's only, I feel like the people who go through the experiences of life, you can only get the true value of who they are from their full story. I can't tell something halfway because you're never going to really understand that process if you haven't walked that same experience, right? So coming from Elizabeth City at the time of Southern Wayne actually calling, I was JV head coach for about 8 years. And before I even got the call, at that time I was there was certain things that happened in life. It was trying times. It was me. I think the campus had went through some trying times with financial situations, and there was a lot of people taking hits on campus at Elizabeth City. So we, financial aid was messed up. Things happened. Literally was sleeping in my car to try to finish up the process of graduating, of doing certain things, right? Probably for a couple months. So basically, again, I'm right back in the position of sitting out for a year. It created another edge, right? Created another edge. And I knew I got this far by working hard. While I look back and say, dang, I got to stop now. Being in that process of in my car, sleeping, trying to finish school, doing all those things, literally, man, created who I am now, to be honest with you. So I'm leaving, I was leaving somewhere and I get the call, boom. Would you like to be the head JV basketball coach? Why wouldn't I say sure? I had nothing else going on at that time besides trying to do my best to handle stuff, to still keep it in the role. And believe it or not, that saved me from going probably back down that road, Jonathan, that we all know. If you knew Brian West at that time and those times of the rough years and the rough edges, it could have been a whole nother route for me. But because I got that call, I think that was just God's divine purpose for me. Because I knew, without a question, I just said, I'll definitely take it. Came interview, got it. And for 7 years, man, those young men helped me grow as a man while I helped them grow as young men, if that makes sense. So the process of it was just beautiful. And to know through the COVID year moving forward now, but I had to give that backstory, that backside of it, because if people only know the passion that I'm a coach, that I play with, it's because of those edges that was created at some point in my life that created literally a diamond out of a small town where we only create pickles at, right?
That's good stuff.
So
Mount Olive Pickles.
Right. So at the same time, that process was real. It was different. And again, here comes another edge. Been coaching with my brother for a couple, the same amount of time I've been coaching JV. Me and my brother's coaching together. God rest his soul. Unfortunately, big bro passes away. And that edge again hit. Boom. What do you do? Do you chill? Do you shut down? Do you give it up? Do you stop? And again, when that edge and that surge kicked in, it was no, you go work 10 times harder than that. And that's all I did. I continued to work. I continued to mentor kids. I continued to pull up at the spots where some people didn't want to pull up, because us as coaches, it's not just about the X and O's. It's about so many different aspects of helping create a young man or young men. So I would do these things without anybody asking, I didn't need that. I just knew I had to work 10 times harder than I worked previously. Again, that same edge kicked in and it boosted the surge for me to do what I needed to do to be able to get in these positions. So when this COVID year hit, it was a blessing in disguise, I would say. It taught us a lot. It taught, for me, myself, I can say personally, and I'm sure you guys can understand this as well. It taught me to open my mind a little bit more. Know what I'm valuing in life. Know if I'm gonna love the game, even when the ball stopped bouncing, I still have to love it with the same passion because I have to hand this down to the next generation so they can do what's going on and do the same thing as well. So when that call came that the other coach had resigned and it was time for us to, whoever wanted to fill in, do what you had to do. Again, it was like, dang, here we go. Now I got to work 10 times harder and continue to work as if I already have the job. I had to keep working. I had to keep going to these kids' house or checking on them. I had to make sure every teacher seen my face. I had to make sure they knew if they had any problems, whether it was off court or at home, I'm still Coach West. So it was just the work. Again, it was work. Everything I got or I have or I'm successful at is because I understood with the ethic of working hard, you can't be defeated. You can't be defeated. So when I got the call and they said, well, we need you in the office. Okay, I'm like, okay, it's just another typical call to the office. Let's see what's going on. It was like, yeah, you are now the head varsity men's basketball coach. Literally, I probably could have jumped clean out the roof. right? Because
Absolutely.
I knew if I'm at this spot and I'm at this level, I would be able to contribute, and I would also be able to have some of the alumni and the guys who've shown me how to do this. Now they will be able to come back and give good conversations. They would drop jewels on these kids. They would let them know certain things that if I didn't experience, and then if they experienced it, they'll be able to come back. And now we can create almost like a university, a brotherhood, a love, a different culture at this place where I knew it as well as Jonathan knew it. We came in at the same spot when it was dirt, when no one wanted to be there, when we was talked about, when it wasn't nobody coming to cheer for us, to turning it out to be every game is packed. Football, basketball, baseball, packed. I knew I would be able to put and at least give my oomph on helping bring it back to what we know as the culture at Southern Wayne. So I was joyous. I was tremendously excited, and I was overwhelmed. But I knew with this process going forward, again, an edge. It's nothing but work to put in now. There's no need to celebrate. We can't celebrate until we change the 1980 thing.
Right. Yeah, so it's good, man. You guys gonna be opening up a new gym next year, right?
Well, the gym actually, we actually opened it up this previous year. We actually played games in there. And again, through this COVID year, it just taught me a lot. I think it taught not just me, but the world a lot on, again, what we should cherish. And being in that gym and not really contributing or playing or performing in the mannerism I felt like we should have been performing, being that we had a new gym and it was opening.
Right.
It was what it was. Again, to know what's going on, you have to put some work in. To know where you're going, you have to know where you come from. I know what went on this previous season. Wasn't a good year. Would I blame it on COVID? No. But what I would say COVID did was it allowed our players and everybody else to get more thirsty for the gym. Being that we couldn't get in due to the restrictions, due to certain things. So I think now I'm I'm almost kind of Joe Clark in them right now with putting the chains on the door, because I need to make sure if this is what you want to do, first, your character as a young man, secondly, your behavior, and more importantly, your grades is to a level where now I can take the chains off the door and I don't have to worry about an administrator, a teacher, or anybody calling me, because we have our character in line to handle our business as young men. Now the game becomes easy and we get to change what was going on because we got our stuff in order. So right now I'm Joe Clark in them right now. I'm chains on the door. It's, we're not getting in the gym until I feel like our grades is at a level where as a team, I would rather our GPA as a team be 3.4, 3 something higher as a team. Because I myself as a coach, I let's be real, fellas, I can't help you if you don't have a good GPA.
Right.
You can be the best athlete in the world, but if you're not a standout stud that can go straight from high school to the league, you're gonna need some collegiate time working on your craft.
Right. And
to get the best value of a collegiate area, you're gonna need to do something in the classroom. So my thing is this. I don't like anybody talking to me about my players about their behavior or their grades, because I feel that distracts us from the ultimate goal of winning.
That's what's up. So I know John has some questions for you about taking on a high school job. What's some of the questions?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you about your coaching style, because, or how you gonna approach it, because they don't make these kids the way they used to. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know if you saw how that kid came at Cam Newton at one time, but I don't know if you're gonna get some of that. But yeah, I was gonna ask you. You mentioned Joe Clark. I was gonna ask you. How you gonna approach these kids, because they might get on the court on their iPad and it's like, yo, what are you doing? Right.
Well, the thing of it is, to answer your question, man, it's pretty simple. I feel like now with today's era and how things are going, we can see it even in the collegiate area. When a coach get on your back or get on you constructively, now we're open the doors to say you can go anywhere you want to, because this coach is constructing your athletic ability, right? I do know when it comes to the approach of the game, I'm going to approach it how I play it. Aggressive, tough, and with a strong mentality to win. So any kid that I meet them where they are. I don't try to change them. I don't try to conform them. I meet that kid right where they is, because I don't know what that kid's background is. I don't know what his life's like. I don't know if his mom's in his life. I don't know until I meet him where he is and we build a relationship. Then I can start to groom that kid for the proper channels and where he needs to direct his life at. I think as a coach, I don't run a system. I don't run a system, because a system is something to me. It's something to me that you have to have certain type of players and people to run systems.
All right.
But if you're a player who can do a lot of different things, I myself as a coach, I have to adjust to what it is you can do in order for us to be in the best position to win the basketball game. Not just the basketball game, but if I adjust to you as that person, then I help you win at life in the full, because now you're able to work anywhere. You're able to handle constructive criticism, because I'm going to get on their back. I'm going to yell at them. I'm probably going to say a few choice words at them. I'm going to get in their face. I'm going to let them know straight up. Because then that gains a respect level because I've already respected them by having them. I go sit at their lunch tables. Let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to their neighborhood. Hey, what's happening? What's going on? So they can understand, hey man, we got a bond that we need to build over here. Because if we build it off the floor, oh, it's showtime on the floor.
Yes, sir.
So as a coach, I don't really like systematic ways. I just approach them how I approach everyday life. I'm going to be honest with them. I'm going to tell them, if you lie to me, I can't help you. So it's pretty much just letting them know in life, if you move in an honest manner, right or wrong, the outcome will be probably better for you, as long as you know who you are as a person, and everything else kind of flow Joes.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question, I'm gonna approach it like I play the game, and if they can't handle it, then basketball may not be for you, because as a coach, you have to constructively criticize them, not in a negative way all the time. Because if you're going to tear your team down, you have to find a way to build them back up.
Mm-hmm.
As a coach, you got to let them know, hey, man, in a game, I just trashed him in practice. But in the game, I'm going to tap him. Hey, he can't hold your shots. He can't hold your shorts.
Right.
If you don't do what you got to do to him, lock him up. Lock him up. You got your, like, it's ways to approach. But all of that comes from that bond and that relationship that you gain when the basketball ain't even bouncing, when the gym lights ain't even on.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So, you got any more questions on that?
No, I think I'm good.
Oh, good. Okay. So, I want to go back to touch on a little bit of some details about what we talked about a little bit earlier. So, you talked about, like, when you growing up, you know, I know the story.
Right.
You know what I mean? You growing up, and there were some issues that you had to get through. You know, this is a big push on mental health nowadays, which I think is amazing. A lot of us, especially at our age group, we've experienced some mental health issues in ourselves, you know, and also people around us, right?
Right.
But now it's something that is very, it's okay to go get that mental health. It's okay to get the psychiatry and to have a counselor. I have a counselor. You feel what I'm saying? So it's okay for that. And tell me a little bit about that time frame when you're in middle school, because I know how it was with you. And I remember seeing a switch, and it was like, who this dude? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like, oh shoot, like who this dude? Like real, like really, like for real. So kind of tell us about that part of your life.
It was at that time it was rough. A young kid trying to, you know, knowing he's popular just because of this round ball, but really not a kid that knew who he was all in all, right? Knew I was popular, knew everybody liked me. I like to be around everybody, but I felt like at that time I was still trying to find as a person where I stood, who I was. But it was rough. I was always ready to fight at any given time. No matter who you were, how big you were.
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter. We was just going to go at it. And it was like a bar brawl every time. It was win or lose. And it was just anger. Pretty decent home. My mom and my pops was great parents, like great parents. You know, so I really couldn't define what it was. So I understood, okay, I'm me. Everybody liked me for me. And once I realized that, on top of actually taking a little bit of therapy at that age, that helped me. Understand who I was and further grow into myself and kind of feel into that athletic Brian West and that off the court Brian West. So that at that time, that therapy and things like that helped me. And as I grew, I seen, you know, like you said, the switch. Also, which I think is a very, very real raw reason why the switch came. I started understanding how to pray, and I started understanding what my faith was like, and what I believed in, and not just what moms and grandma told me, but I started wanting to know for myself, and that helped me in many ways that anybody would ever understand it. It helped me. So it would be certain things I would listen to, musically wise, gospel like, that would help when I got in them anger modes. It would just calm me. Right. But as I grew, I just knew, if I learned to pray and continue to go to my therapy sessions, eventually, something good got to come out. And by doing that, I appreciate my moms and my support team, my family. They never gave up on me in those rough times. They still told me I could be whatever it was I want. They still gave me that push. They didn't tell me get out. They didn't tell me. They gave me support when I was not at the best or at the height where I should have been. They gave me that extra boost or that extra chair to stand on. And going forward on that other half of your question, mental health is a big, big, big thing. I'm also with you, and I agree with you. Right now, I'll set up a session right now with no problem, because we all need it. Being at the stage that our world is in right now, it's a lot of trying and traumatic situations that goes on. We was always taught as men, you got to be strong. You don't need to cry, Yeah, that's true. But some of those reasons why we internalized a lot of things, or why we lost a lot of our brothers to the penile systems, and they just gave up on their dreams and goals. And they never thought about, anything other than I can't do it. So mental health is something that's very, very valuable, because without your mental stability, it's hard for your engine to go. It's hard for you to create your business. It's hard for you to become a great head coach. It's hard for you to become a great teammate. It's hard for you to be a great son, mother, father, brother. So that's very big. I would also encourage anybody, if there's any situations that people have been into, or if it's been any traumatic situations, it's cool to get therapy. It was always told to us too, as well. I can say this in the Black community, that if you took therapy, you was crazy, or you was, well, that's cool. That's cool.
I was going to touch that, bro. I was going to touch that. Yeah.
It was always told. That was something that was always referenced to us. Oh, he got to do this. He crazy. Well, you're right.
Right.
I'm crazy enough to go get me some help. Because I'm only insane when I continue to do the same thing over and over, and it puts me in a bad space. So we all have to make sure, iron sharpen iron every day. And we now have to start making sure we're sharpening each other. Because even now, as grown men, we all have those times where it feels like, it's an anxiety coming. It's something going on. But if we can reach out, yo, John, what's up, man? I just wanted to call and chop it up with you.
Right.
That's important than internalizing it, and then it spill out to a bad situation.
And who encouraged you to get this the therapy? And like you said, it's in the 90s. we talking about the 90s.
And he was young.
Right.
He was really
very
young.
He was in the 90s in a very country town.
And it was stigmatized.
Yeah,
right?
very yes. And like you said, like I had, my brother dealt with the same stuff when he was growing up. So, them two jokers right there was kind of like twins almost. Because they would blow up. You know what I mean? Like, the fuse was really short with them cats. You feel what I'm saying? Like playing sports, stuff like that. It's just, oof. And they got into a lot.
Right.
But like you told you crazy, man, he crazy. He gotta go talk to people and stuff like that. Like, Was it your mom that kind of like, hey, let's go talk to someone? Your grandma, who was it that like encouraged it, man? Because that's big.
Yeah.
Where we
Yeah.
from?
Yeah.
Being black, all that. That's huge for someone to be that, to have that courage to actually say, my son, my grandson, my brother need to help. Let's help him get it.
And that was it. Understanding. I think I had whatever episode I had one day. It was just me being me. And I actually seen my mom cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew like, that ain't right. She shouldn't, and that right there was like, whatever she need me to do, whatever I can talk to her about, let's see. And as I spoke to her, it was like, okay, I'll do that. And she and my grandmother and my aunt, and again, the support system of the family who understood, okay, this is something he have to do. It was cool.
That's strong.
And my grandmother and my mom, I mean, they literally strong ladies, man. They really literally prayed and willed the guy to be who I am by actually supporting and pushing me to do these things that, again, my peers and people around were saying, y'all crazy. You're right. But it helped.
Big time.
It helped. So never be afraid to go through the trials and errors of life, because within those trials and errors, you really define who you are. You really define who you are once those trial and errors blow past. If any trial and error we all had as men happened, just go back and look back at how you steadfast right through the process. You never cheated it. So by not cheating that process, it created a better product than you were before you even went through that trial.
Cool,
so
man.
these things were something that, my mom and my grandma, bro, they just seeing my mom, that broke the anger spirit in me, and knew, just it was just Mother's Day, and I just texted her, there's no way I can pay you back, but I understood what you were saying at those times, and I appreciate you for not giving up. So that's the support system, man. The support system, always value your support system and know who's really invested into the better being for you in your life. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir, man. There's I know there's good things happen through this pandemic time, man. One of the good things is you actually is in the family now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tell me about marriage, man. Tell me about you guys have a baby. Tell me about that, man. I mean,
it's the most beautiful thing, man. It's, again, man, when you find your soulmate, it's not hard, man. It's natural process. Fun. We always laugh, and once we get off right now, we're gonna cut up. I'm sure as soon as we get off this here, we're gonna cut up. Like that's just who we are. Like and it's been so dope for me, because in those times of hard trials and the things that she actually went through, we're compatible on every single level of life. And to actually be able to have your soulmate and to create a beautiful blessing of a seed and of a child from that, man, that's dope. I cried like a 4-year-old in the candy store when mama telling him no. But it was a very, very beautiful, and that's a very fulfilling feeling to know God's blessing and grace is upon my life, my family life, and he allowed me to meet my soulmate and create a beautiful baby girl out of that. So
yes, sir.
It's dope, man. It's dope.
Yeah, man. Hey,
congratulations.
Look,
appreciate you.
Hey, look, little girls are different, buddy.
They make you a little softer.
They change your persona just a little bit.
And that's a good thing. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
think again, like the strong women that actually supported me, man. I
Yeah.
think my wife is just as strong, if not stronger, with all the things that she's been through. And to know this little girl really is she's a blessing, man, because it makes me have to pump brakes on a lot of different things.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So
Good,
dope.
good deal, man. Couldn't get out of here without talking about little Cuzzo over there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Well, Coach Brian West, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Congratulations on the family. Congratulations on the new job, on the new gig. You know, I'll be, you know, following you. I'll be keeping track on you. See see how things are going.
Yes, sir.
See if you could turn things around over there.
Yes, sir. Hard work always turns something.
Yes, sir. We definitely gonna be the squad's gonna be behind you, bro. You gonna see us in the stands for sure.
Most def, man. And
Sure.
I definitely appreciate the formula for having me on again. Jonathan, when you come, you definitely got to bring him so he can see the atmosphere when the whole crew is back and
For sure,
we
for
have
sure.
it back rocking and everything is jumping high, opposed to.
Yes, sir.
But I definitely appreciate it, and again, man, it's an honor that y'all had me on, and I definitely appreciate the platform.
All right, so like I said, thank you for coming on. Like, share, subscribe. Hit us up on the Formula Production on YouTube, the Formula Production on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter at the Formula Pro. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube. We're gonna try to put, you know, extra content on there. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube. Coach Brian West, thanks for coming on. Appreciate that.
And Brian, where can we find you at, brother? On Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. Instagram, personal page, B West Now 25. My athletic training company that I have, West Now _ athletics. That's where I'm at. Whenever you can, follow me. If you want your kids, if you want to be trained as a basketball player, whether you're an adult, semi-pro, in the league, kids, school age and all, follow that West Now _ athletics page, and let's link up. Let's put some work in.
Sounds good, man.
Sounds good. It's a good deal. All right. Till next time. Faith, dream, hustle, repeat.
And that's the formula.